Hey, good morning. Happy Friday, Shabbat Shalom. My name is Adam, and I am your facilitator for our asynchronous virtual study of Amy Jill Levine's Beginner's Guide to the Gospel According to John, the Beginner's Guide to the Way, the Truth, and the Life. This is the third study that I've led with an Amy Jill Levine text. I'm a big fan of AJ Levine. I think she brings a perfect perspective to the study of the New Testament. She's a Jewish Studies and New Testament professor. She used to be at Vanderbilt Divinity School. I'm not sure if that's her current appointment, but that's how I met her, through Vanderbilt. Not me as a student, but just her academic appointment in the world. When I began reading A.J. Levine, that's where she was a professor. Amy Jill Levine is also a Jewish woman. Amy Jill Levine also holds the gospel accounts in really high regard. I hear A.J. Levine talking about the Gospels in really a more celebrated way than I do from even some Christian clergy, which is funny as a Jewish woman. A.J. Levine famously has said, or at least famous to me, has said, to study Jesus and the Gospels is to study Jewish history. And I think that's exactly right. I think that even from the introduction, if you've already secured the book and you've already opened it up and started reading the introduction, you'll see very quickly that in the introduction, A.J. Levine connects the Gospel according to John to passages in Isaiah, to passages in Proverbs, to passages in other Gospel accounts, like the Gospel according to Matthew. So hopefully you got an introduction very quickly to see how A.J. Levine is going to do this work alongside us by making intertextual connections, also introducing some history and some Jewish ideas, because really at the heart of the gospel accounts are Jewish ideas. That just is the case. If you're a reader of my blog, Chitzonim, then you know this is something I talk about frequently, right? Is trying to restore kind of an authentic Jewish voice and Jewish perspective to the gospel accounts. That's kind of one of the big projects that I work on that blog. The other big project is providing Parsha summary or Torah summaries on assigned readings of Torah that are on a weekly kind of calendar throughout the year. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for signing up. Thanks for participating. We have Catholics, evangelicals, Jewish people. So we really have a diversity of perspective that we're bringing to bear here. I would imagine that some of you are excited to read this through a more apologetic or confessional lens. I imagine that others of you are eager to read this from a historical standpoint, maybe an academic standpoint. All are welcome. We are not looking for complete agreement. We're not looking for the absolute truth or the certain truth. The reality is, in biblical criticism, biblical interpretation, etc., there is never one single right objective response. This is a diversity of perspectives, and your interpretation of the text may even change day to day. So we're looking for opportunities to share, to grow, to learn together, to bring a diversity of perspectives to our study of the material. That's what we're about here. What you can expect is every Monday you'll get a video just like this one. I would gather about 8 to 10 minutes total in length. I'll be setting up the chapter we'll be reading that week. I'll try to point to what I think are some key themes that you ought to be looking for. On Wednesday of each week, I will post in the Discord server a discussion prompt, so that we'll engage in some group discussion together. And then on Fridays, I'll just kind of sum it all up just in a text-based update that will also go in the Discord server. And I'll say, hey, these were some great points that came out of the discussion, or here are some really cool things in the chapter that maybe we haven't yet addressed in that week. And then we'll just repeat that. A 6-week study using the 6 sessions that are laid out in A.J. Levine's material. So that's what we're getting into. That's what this is going to look like for the next 6 weeks. I'm so happy that you're here. I want to point us to the Discord server once again. Please do sign up for that. It's not all that complicated. I don't think it is. If you've studied with me before, then you know we've done Facebook groups and we've tried Google groups. I think this format on the Discord server is going to be really cool because it could be bigger than just the study. I've already put in there a meet and greet channel where you should introduce yourself to the fellow participants. There's also an off-topic channel where you're welcome to share things that are off topic, hence the name. There's a general channel in the Discord server, so just go in there and explore, and you can begin contributing right away. Introduce yourself in the meet and greet channel, but if you got ideas, favorite videos, favorite podcasts, other books that you think we should study in the future, feel free to engage in that type of dialogue in the general channel. As we go through the study, I'll put in new channels that'll correspond with that week's chapter. So on Monday, we begin Chapter 1, Session 1, this is the wedding at Cana. So starting Monday, I'll do another video like this to set up the reading for that week, and then I'll put in the channel for Chapter 1 so we can begin some dialogue, some discussion around that. So that's kind of the format. You're welcome to subscribe to me on YouTube. This is, of course, how you're viewing this video right now. If you subscribe to me and enable notifications, then you'll get a notification each time that I post a video. So you're going to get a video like this every Monday from me. I'm also going to do some live streamed events in YouTube. So that's an opportunity. I'll just be a talking head, but you can get into the comments and you can offer perspectives or ask questions or suggest things that we should expand on. So that'll all happen on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to me there if you want to be a part of those live events. I'm also creating events in Discord. So you'll already see there's an event for us for Monday, I think 3 p.m. Eastern, next Monday, October 14th, where I'll just do kind of a live stream for a while. And if you want to come to that and tune in, we can have some dialogue about that. So the Discord server is a place you want to be. Subscribing to me on YouTube could potentially be beneficial. Get the book if you haven't picked up the book just yet. I linked to it both through Amazon and through bookshop.org. I think those are the logistics. In the introduction, I would encourage you to read the introduction. We'll start the discussion around Chapter 1 on Monday and then into next week. But if you got some time this weekend, you might want to read the introduction. Some things that you'll sort of be alerted to right away. We'll understand that the ancient Jewish kind of mode of engagement was mostly an oral tradition, discussion, memorizing texts, reading texts aloud, which continues in synagogues yet even today. The synagogues that were set up, in the 1st and 2nd century, they were reading from the scrolls of Torah. And still even today, if you walk into a synagogue on Friday night or Saturday morning, you would hear someone reading from the altar, from the bima. They would be reading from the scroll of Torah that would be there in the synagogue. So this is thousands of years of tradition. And what I hope that we do, one of the things I hope that we do, is to place the gospel according to John in the context, in the milieu, if you will, of the 1st and 2nd centuries, following the destruction of the temple in 70 of the Common Era, which was, I think a very significant event for the cultic practice or the religion of ancient Israel. So I'm really looking forward to the interpretive work, the historical work, and the work of us being in dialogue, building relationship, building trust, hearing a diversity of viewpoints. That's what this is all about. So listen for the oral tradition that we hear some about in the introduction. See how Amy Jo Levine is connecting already passages in the Gospel according to John to other intertextual connections in Torah, in Tanakh, in the Bible. So making connections to Proverbs, making connections to Genesis, making connections to Isaiah. Those were references that were already present just in the introduction. So you'll see this is kind of how A.J. Levine likes to get on with her study. So be alert to how those different connections all come together. You might want to have a Bible alongside you. That way you can look up the passages as you're reading them, as Amy Jo Levine is introducing these connections to us. I would recommend the NRSV. The New Revised Standard Version is in an updated edition, NRSV UE. If you're a Jewish reader like I am, then your Tanakh, a good one is the JPS, the Jewish Publication Society. You can go to Bible Gateway, or you can go to Sepharia, Sefaria, Sepharia. I'm not a native Hebrew speaker, but there you can find multiple translations to the text. Okay, so those are some resources. That's what this is going to look like for the next 6 weeks. I'm so happy that you're here. You don't need to agree with everything that we say. In fact, I don't agree with everything that Amy Jo Levine says. It's not about finding the one certain absolute truth, but it's about bringing our diverse perspectives so we can share, we can learn, we can deepen our understanding of the material, which may also have an apologetic benefit. If you are someone who identifies as a person of some faith, you might find that your faith is strengthened by this type of engagement by hearing different perspectives. All right, it's Friday. Shabbat Shalom. Yom Kippur starts at sundown. So if you are fasting, may you have an easy fast. May you have a good ceiling in the book of life. I'm so happy that you're here, friends. You'll see me again Monday as we set up the first chapter of Amy Jill Levine's text. All right, much love. Have an awesome weekend. Shabbat Shalom. Easy fast.